name is Lorraine, and I am a psychic and a spiritual medium. And as a spiritual teacher, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some steps with our spirit communication. There are a number of self-limiting thoughts that keep us from realizing just how much spirit is with us. And the greatest thought or limiting belief is fear. And it limits us in everything that we do, especially in our mediumship, not just in our personal life. It's important to realize that spirit is everywhere, all around us, all the time. And all that we have to do is get out of our own way. And that can be easier said than done. So I'm just going to go over a few tips with you today to help you get out of your own way. Well, first of all, just trusting that spirit is around you all the time. Is indeed all around you all the time. That is probably one of the greatest beliefs that has to be incorporated in your life and in your mediumship. So trusting that spirit is around you all the time is significant to your mediumship development. So the first step that we have to do in our mediumship is learning how to disconnect from our personal mind or our ego mind. And that may seem really basic or self-evident for those that are already working with spirit, but being aware just of how our personal mind may get in the way is very important. So we're going to take a closer look at that. Really, if you want to be a medium, you must be out of your mind, your personal mind. The ability to be able to consciously disconnect from our ego mind in order to get to our soul requires a lot of practice, and it's often years of practice and dedication. And so in our mediumship, even just a few moments in our thoughts that separate you from the power of your soul will keep you in your ego mind or personal perspective. So signs in your mediumship that you're in your personal mind, what are they? If you focus on what you are saying or doing instead of what spirit is saying or doing, then you're in your personal mind. Any kind of analysis of yourself about the way that you look or the way that you are working, you're in your personal mind. If you are judging or measuring any kind of value as to what you're given, if you are judging the accuracy of what you're given, or even if you're judging the importance of what you're giving, then you're in your personal mind. If you are worrying that you're being judged, if you're worrying that others are looking at you and judging you, whether this be your sitter or others around you, then you're in your personal mind. And if you are comparing or thinking about your work to someone else's, then you're in your personal mind. So all of those are signs that you're in your ego mind. And that is true whether it be in your personal life or in your mediumship life. Knowing when you're in the personal mind is very important. And it's that personal mind that's going to prevent us from being in our receiving mind. So it really prevents you from having that experience of spirit. The ego mind takes you into the left part of your brain, the analytical part of your brain, and it pulls you out of the right side of your brain, which is the side where you perceive spirit. So if you're busy worrying or analyzing, visualizing, that's a mental activity, and that prevents you, at least in that moment, of being in that receptive ability. So worrying or judging or measuring anything that you're giving is going to prevent you from being spontaneous, which is required to be able to experience spirit, that spirit of being spontaneous. And it's your ego mind that is going to push upon you fear and doubt, and that's going to inhibit any freedom to share exactly what you're perceiving, no matter how it sounds. So if you are thinking to yourself, I can't do this, what if I'm wrong, what if I can't think of something to say, you're in your personal mind. Even if you think I'm looking awesome, you're in your personal mind. So being aware of those thoughts are signs that you are in your ego mind. Any desire that you may have to hold yourself back from what you're giving is a sign that you're in your personal mind. In fact, any time that you feel a desire to hold yourself back, that's your personal mind speaking. Even if we're talking about in your personal life, that you are in your personal mind and you desire to hold yourself back, because then you're not in that spirit of being spontaneous. So if you're just focused on looking at yourself, that's going to hold you back from being in your spirit self. And that all relates to fear. So that knowing that the safer that you feel, the deeper you're going to be able to go. The deeper into spirit you go, safer you will feel. And the safer you feel, the deeper into spirit you go. So it becomes a circle. When you are fully in that perspective of spirit, you feel safe and confident in saying everything that you are able to perceive. So it's our ego mind that keeps us very aware and makes us feel vulnerable, and that blocks the experience of our spirit mind and the spirit world. Any doubts, any hesitations, all come from the personal self, and work to release it. And freedom and that confidence, that comes from spirit, and you must allow yourself to become that. Know that the difference between a good medium and a great medium is the presence of the spirit mind. And the spiritual mind is not just something to embrace during mediumship, but we want to be able to embrace that every day. And that allows you to know spirit, and it becomes stronger for you to be able to work with spirit. So in order to be in your spirit mind every day, you have to be very aware and conscious of when your personal mind takes over during the day. Make a real conscious effort to be aware of the thoughts that occur within your mind. And use affirmations to help you get out of that ego mind first thing in the morning, and allow yourself to be in that spirit mind all day long. Start to work to being in the habit of releasing any worries or criticisms and judgments that you have about yourself and others. And when you start to look at the events in your life from the perspective of that eternal divine being, then the big things in your life, they start to become little things. And little things start to become nothing. Many of the steps in growth in our mediumship are the same that we would take in our own personal lives, learning how to tap into your own spirit. So really work to know your spirit completely as soon as you wake up in the morning, and keep it awake with you. Be aware of your spirit all day long. Watch each thought or action. Be aware of what takes you away from spirit. And if you're able to spiritualize your life and keep yourself in spirit, in your consciousness and every day, then you're going to be able to move to your spirit mind right away whenever you are wishing to pursue your mediumship. So you'll be able to move into your spirit mind every day, or consciously rather, because you have become in the habit of being in your spirit mind throughout the day. And this is how we grow our soul. So I know that even in mediumship, the idea of working to be in the spirit mind, that can be daunting sometimes. So here's just a few tips to be able to help you with that process. And that is to allow yourself to invite in the divine spirit in your daily life, and when you're preparing yourself to work with mediumship. Invite the divine spirit in. So you can do this too now by just allowing yourself to sit and relax and ground yourself. Taking a few moments to center yourself, calling back all of your energy. And taking a nice few deep, relaxing breaths. And allow yourself to release any worries or troubles that you have in this moment. And you can visualize them falling away, drifting away from you. And taking another nice, deep, relaxing breath. And going deeper and deeper into the center of your own being. Allowing yourself to go deeper into yourself, where that light is, that divine light within, that is your eternal soul. And as you're sitting here peacefully in the light of your soul, you begin to see a great light that approaches you. And as it comes closer to you, it starts to feel familiar. And you are able to see a form within that light. And as this light becomes closer, you're able to recognize this divine light being that is approaching you. This is the highest guide that you may have. The highest guide to whom you are the most connected to. And this wonderful divine being reaches out to touch your hand. And in a moment you're filled with extreme peace. And your mind is opened up to have the highest and greatest experience of all that is. Allow this divine presence to fill you with confidence and peace of mind. And with your guide's hand in yours, you're able to see all that you know. See all that you need to know. You're able to see every truth, know every insight. And you can learn to take a step out of your body and etherically project yourself out into the world of spirit. With your great teacher guide by your side, you're able to know yourself as spirit. And you will meet and know all the spirit people around you. And when you sit with this divine spirit, know how sacred your work is. All you have to do is step out into the spirit world and meet the people there. Simply imagine your spirit self standing next to your physical self. And see yourself looking around the room and noticing the spirit people around you. If you're not visual, allow yourself to feel any substance around you, any difference in the energy around you. Allow yourself to feel the tall, the short of the spirit people. Be aware of the smallest of sensations or awareness that comes to your attention. Remember, if you're holding yourself back, you're putting yourself back into your personal mind. Spirit makes themselves aware to us through many ways, especially through the subtle physical senses. Everything that you feel in your body is connected to the spirit's identification. Allow yourself to be aware of everything that you see, hear, and feel. Ask the spirit beings around you what their names are. Ask questions of the spirit around you. What initials do you get? Where are they from? How did they pass? What other things might identify them, like careers or hobbies, their likes or dislikes? Expect to get answers. Be persistent. Make an answer come to your mind with each question that you give, and trust the first answer that you get. Being spontaneous is critical to allowing these perceptions of spirit flow through you. If you block yourself from saying what you see, you block yourself from receiving the next image and the image after that. So you're blocking yourself from being in your spirit mind. Yes, you must be able to have discernment as to what you give, but that's not going to inhibit you from giving what you give. So there's no fear. The Great Spirit does not know fear. So if you open yourself up completely to this, your spirit mind, there is no fear there. So work with giving what you're receiving spontaneously, because it's that being spontaneous part that's going to allow you to be in that spirit mind and giving what you get. If you are measuring what you are receiving, measuring or being critical of what you are aware of, then you are back in your personal mind. So this will take time to be able to learn to recognize, even in the smallest way, when you have become back in your personal mind. And learning how to get back into our spiritual mind takes practice too. The more that we are able to move into our spiritual mind, the longer and stronger we're able to hold that link with the spirit world and the spirit communicator. So next week I'll be working with some more tips for our spirit communication. Go over what I have provided at this time and take any notes. And remember that spirit is all around us. The only thing that prevents us from receiving from spirit is our own conscious mind. Learning how to move from our conscious mind to that of our spirit mind takes practice. Knowing how to recognize when we are limiting ourselves takes practice also. But spirit is indeed all around us. The answers are all around us. And the only thing that prevents us from receiving that is our conscious mind. So I thank you very much for joining me today at this time. I look forward to seeing you again in further meditations. And if you are in my development groups, please do engage and ask questions. Please also follow me on my YouTube channel, Lorraine, and on my Instagram for daily guidance and inspiration. I look forward to seeing you to provide you some more tips and tutorials with your mediumship and psychic development. I thank you again for listening. My name, once more, is Lorraine Appleyard. I wish you very many blessings, and may you walk with spirit. Bye for now.